Good morning to everyone. Thank you very much for joining us once again. Welcome to the second in our series of webinars highlighting the many ways in which school IP can help to support multi-academy trusts and other groups of schools. We're now running a series of webinars for multi-academy trusts, one each month, where we'll explore new topics in terms of school improvement and improving performance. Thank you for taking the time with us today. First of all, then we're recording. As always, I'm recording this session and we'll make this recording available to all attendees, and we'll also post it on our website and social media channels. You'll find other useful webinars on our website, which is www.deventioeducation.com, by clicking on Information and then Webinars. There are also a list of additional resources on our website, so if you've not visited before, do take a look by clicking on Information and then Resources. We also post regular insights, and these should be sent to you via email and also shared in our social media channels. Lots of information, and do let us know your feedback in the chat and also highlight whether there are any other areas you would like us to cover. We're always looking for your input. So just a quick introduction from me. My name is Damian Roberts. I'm a director and co-founder of Deventio Education, primarily responsible for the sales and marketing of school IP. Deventio Education started back in 2006, and we support a large number of educational institutions, including schools and colleges, delivering whole school improvement. I've included my personal contact details, and please feel free to make contact with me. I'd be very pleased to pick up on any conversations following this webinar. I've also included some social media links. You can find me on LinkedIn, Twitter. Feel free to connect and join the conversation online. We're also trying to promote our channels online, so I thought it useful to include links here of how to find school IP on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and also on YouTube. Please do follow and engage with us there too. Now, for those of you out there who are not yet signed up to School IP, we've got a fantastic offer for multi-academy trusts or groups of schools. School IP is free to use for the central team at the trust, and it will support you on the main themes we're going to discuss today. Following the process of plan, implement, evaluate, and improve, you'll be able to engage with your MAT central team on staff appraisal and professional development, improvement planning, and self-evaluation. Simply get in touch today to take advantage of this fantastic opportunity. And so on to the main point of the day, school improvement priorities. We'll be looking at school IP this morning and reflecting back on the process of whole school improvement involving planning, what it is that we're going to do, implementing the processes to bring about the improvement, evaluating our progress, and then analysing our improvement before driving the planning phase once more. Hopefully you're all familiar with this cyclic process, and we'll be talking about some of the ways that school IP can support you. So with those key areas in terms of plan, implement, evaluate, and improve, we'll be focusing today on the improve section, identifying the key areas for improvement and how they feed into your school improvement plans. So what is a development plan? Well, the school development or improvement plan is a strategic plan for improvement. It should bring together in a clear and simple way the school's priorities, the main measures it will take to raise standards, the resources dedicated to these, and the key outcomes and targets it intends to achieve. So how is the plan supported in school IP? Well, the development plan is split into three key areas in school IP. At the top is the whole school or trust priorities. These typically are the key areas for improvement that come from a recent inspection or your own self-evaluation processes. Beneath the priorities, we then have a series of objectives, and these may be whole school or departmental. Remember, school IP supports the entire improvement planning process, which includes trust, school, and departmental planning. It's also worth noting here that School IP also supports other types of planning like governors or trustee action plans too. Finally, beneath these objectives, we have a series of actions or activities, and these may be assigned to key staff within your organisation, and there are timescales used to inform staff of their obligations. So firstly then, how do we add these priorities into the School IP system? Well, you can add priorities if you have the correct rights by clicking on Settings and then General Settings, and then clicking on Priorities. And that will take you to this screen here. And in this screen, you can add, edit, and remove priorities. These priorities have a date range associated with them, illustrating whether they are short-term or long-term priorities for your organisation. Then we move on to the process of adding objectives. So objectives may then be added to the development plan by first selecting the development plan from the left-hand side. Then you need to click What Next, followed by Add to add an objective. So using activities then to gather the evidence within your school improvement plan. Staff may upload files, photographs, videos, or web links to all sorts of evidence that backs up the fact that they are working towards completing these activities. Against an activity, you can also set up a monitoring event, like a meeting, for example, to review the progress that has been made at key points or milestones. When recording a monitoring event against an activity, you need to state who is going to do what and by when. You can update the progress field with the latest picture of where you're up to, and then record the outcome upon completion of the activity. So I'm now going to talk a little bit about the improvement plan settings. So there are email notifications that keep staff informed of this process with reminders so many days before they're due, on the day, and every day afterwards until staff do fulfill their obligations on the plan. Of course, this is all configurable, and as you can see on the screen here, in the development plan settings, if you have the relevant rights, you can access settings and then the improvement plan or development plan settings, and you can then change all of the reminder settings. So appraisal objectives can be linked to the priorities. So when you're setting your appraisal objectives for staff, you can link those to your whole school priorities. There are three types of objectives within School IP. Those that are linked to the priorities of your organisation, either trust or school, whichever is relevant. You can also link to objectives on your plan. Again, these can be trust, school, or departmental. So School IP is extremely flexible, and of course, we also offer personal objectives too. You can write your own. So when it comes to editing an objective, you simply toggle the radio button between priority, SDP objective, or personal. So when adding an objective or editing an objective, you can change the priority, the SDP objective, or whether it's a personal objective. You can then select the correct criteria from the drop-down list labeled option. So here I'm selecting priority. In the option here, there would be a drop-down list labeling the priorities that you may choose from. So where are we up to with the plan? To access the plan at any time, click the development plan link on the left of the screen. The pie chart shows the current picture of where we are in terms of activities being not started, in progress, completed, or not achieved. And this is what it looks like. I like this view as it ensures our plan becomes a living, breathing document that we can all contribute to. You can also gain a printout of your plan by clicking What Next, followed by Reports. So this will produce either a strategic plan detailing the priorities, the objectives, and the success criteria. At a very high level, we can see our strategic planning. There's also an action plan detailing the latest view of our improvement plan. And hopefully this will provide you with the confidence that even though we're holding the data electronically, you can still extract a formal printout too. So coming to a summary now, there are many ways to implement strategic improvement within School IP. You can set the priorities for your organization. You can then implement those objectives on your plan that link to one or more of those priorities. You can also set objectives for staff that are linked to priorities for your organization, or set objectives for staff that are linked to development plan objectives, effectively so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There are lots of ways that School IP can help. If you need help at all with setting up your plan, setting up your school improvement priorities, and you'd like to discuss what the options are, please do give us a call or contact our customer care team. We would be happy to discuss all of those options with you. If you're not already using School IP, why not? As I stated at the start of the webinar, there's a fantastic offer that's free for the Central Academy Trust team. The option is for you to get started today. Next time in this series, we'll be exploring the reimagining performance management using School IP. This is looking at the process of ensuring that appraisals are a process that are not done to you, but are supportive and developmental in their nature. So please do join us for that webinar next month. Thank you very much for your time today. New customers can call 0333 0433 450 to request the free trust view of School IP. Existing customers, contact customer care on customercare@deventioeducation.com to receive free training or help with setting up your school improvement priorities. As I stated at the outset, please do follow us on social media and join the conversation there. Thank you very much for your time.